welcome. This is Michaela. I am the Dorky Reader. Today's video is going to be basically a book haul, one of my favorite kind of videos. I'm going to try and adjust this just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So, I have a nice big book haul here, much to my shame. I must have been crazy, but I did happen to find a lot of these at the used bookstore. I even got 3 of them for free. And then on my anniversary, or around my anniversary, I did buy myself 2 kind of special books that I was just excited to get. So let's just get started, and I'll talk all of that as I present the books. So the very first book I got at the used bookstore, one of the ones I got for free, is a book called Strike the Zither. This book is by Joanne He, and it looks to be Asian inspired. She's playing the zither here on the cover. It looks very anime-ish. It's very pretty. Let me read the description so I don't mess it up. The year is 414 of the Shin dynasty, and chaos abounds. A puppet empress is on the throne. The realm has fractured into 3 factions and 3 warlordesses, hoping to claim the continent for themselves. But Zephyr knows it is no contest. Orphaned at a young age, Zephyr took control of her fate by becoming the best strategist of the land and serving under Shin Ren, a warlordess whose loyalty to the Empress is double-edged. While Ren's honor draws Zephyr to her cause, it also jeopardizes their survival in a war where one must betray or be betrayed. When Zephyr is forced to infiltrate an enemy camp to keep Ren's followers from being slaughtered, she encounters the enigmatic Crow, an opposing strategist who is finally her match. But there are more enemies than one, and not all of them are human. I think this book really called to me for a couple of reasons. 1, I love the cover, and 2, there's a character named Crow, and I love crows. So I'm really excited to see if there's some kind of tie-in, like he's a crow demon of some sort, because that would be so cool. Anyway, it was a pretty good deal for free. This book looks brand new. I'm excited to read it. Okay, the other book I got for free is Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton. This cover alone is enough to make me want this book, because it pops, and I love bright, colorful things. This book features a crow or a raven who was once a pet, and his owner apparently starts losing like an eyeball here or there, or, he's just not looking very healthy. And I guess there's some kind of zombie plague happening. And this crow and his dog decide to go off on an adventure out into the real world, looking for a cure for their master to see if they can fix things. I'm excited to see how this book plays out. It sounds hilarious. And the image in my head of this crow or raven, I can't remember which one he is yet, riding on the back of a dog out into a zombie-filled world is just, it's a delight imagining that. So I'm imagining this book will be really great. The next book I have that I got for free was Red Riding Hood. And look at the cover there. Isn't that cute? That looks like a 1970s drawing. Like the angle and the kind of gives me this feeling, almost like the last Unicorn movie. I don't know, that's what that made me think when I looked at it. But anyway, Red Riding Hood is a fairy tale retelling. This is the one I believe that they made some kind of movie off of. And I'm sure it'll be a really fun, easy read when I'm looking for some kind of fairy tale retelling. Okay, and the last 2 books I got at the used bookstore, these ones I didn't get for free, but they were really cheap, were Mort by Robert Rapino. There, I was covering it with my hand. And Cul-de-sac. This is book 1. This is book 1.5 in a series. Again, another animal kind of thing going on. Cats, obviously, and I love cats. I'm a cat person. I have 4 cats, plus, I'm obsessed. I've got cat mugs. It's an addiction, cats. Anyway, so in this book, the ants of the world are super genius evil little demons, and they decide they want to destroy humanity and kill all the humans and take over the world. It's up to Mort to save the day, I believe, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Again, this sounds really funny to me. It could be horrifying because I hate insects, and right now it's springtime, and the ants in our area are trying to find a way to get into my kitchen, and so I am always battling ants. So this is going to probably traumatize me a little bit when I get around to reading it, but it also sounds like it could be really funny because cats are funny, period. The end. End of discussion. I'm going to press pause so I can gather my thoughts. Hopefully I won't mess up. As I have done before, I've actually filmed a lot of that a while ago, and I had to delete it because I made this huge mistake. I was so confident too. I was describing this book like, oh yeah, and this happens in this book. And I was like, wait, that's the other book. And then I was like, screw, I'm just going to redo it. Anyway, so let me pause it. Pooh. I really hope that worked. I've been practicing. We'll see once it's all done if it looks good or if I regret my life choices. I'm going to have a drink. Sorry for the slurp sound. Some people hate that. I'm really sorry. Okay, so the next set of books are sequels or continuations of books I have been reading and I need to get to the next book of. And so I'm going to start with The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is book 4 in the Inheritance Games Quartet. And I read the 3rd book last month. It wasn't my favorite in the series, but I'm still looking forward to kind of tying up all the ends of the story and kind of figuring out how the series comes to its conclusion. I'm not like super excited about it because the last book wasn't my favorite, but these books are super easy to read. The chapters are so short, and the first 2 books I thought were pretty great. They're really fun. So knowing that the 3rd book wasn't so great, I'm still hopeful that maybe she brings it back for the last installment. Okay, the next book I purchased the sequel of is book 2 in the Mortal Engine series that I just read last month as well, called Predator's Gold. This book sounds so exciting, and I have to be careful while reading this back to you, and I will, because there was a spoiler in the first line. And I did that in the last one too, and I didn't want to do it twice. So, so here we go. La la la, skip that line. Tom and Hester travel across the world, trading with other airships and adventuring on the exciting and exotic routes of the bird roads. When their little scrapyard aircraft, the Jenny Hanover, is pursued by rocket-firing gunships, the ice city of Anchorage offers them sanctuary. But as Tom and Hester soon discover, it is no safe refuge. Devastated by plague in recent years and haunted by ghosts and madness, Anchorage is headed for the dead continent of North America. It's a perilous course, one that will take them directly into the firestorm of danger and conflict. Ooh, doesn't that sound exciting? To me, that sounds absolutely thrilling. I cannot wait to get back into this world and see where these 2 go. I know that the last book was it was really dark. And so they're saying here that they're going to land on this place in Anchorage, and there's all this plague and other things. And I'm just wondering how dark this series is going to get. I'm curious. For the sake of, should I lend this to my daughter too or not? I'm not sure yet. I think the first one is okay. It's just dark. Ooh. And there was one really gross scene in it, I remember. But anyway, super excited about this one. I know that people hated the movie, but I really stand by the book. I think the book was well done, and it was an adventure, and maybe it's not for everyone. Some people really don't like that kind of thing, but I do. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Next book. Okay, this book I got is a continuation of a series I started a long time ago, and I do need to brush up on. However, I remember it being fantastic. And the series is called The Pillars of Reality, but I only remember the book the first title, The Dragons of Dorcastle, is usually when I refer to it, that's what I refer to it as. Anyway, this is the 2nd book in that series called The Hidden Masters of Marandor, and I loved this book series. I think that my What drew me in most was the dynamic between these two characters. They are absolute opposites. He is this very stoic, very quiet, man of few words, very religious. He has some kind of magical abilities. And I remember the magic system being super cool. I don't remember the details of it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going, oh yeah. And there was something really cool about how he used this magic and how often he could do that, or, you know, because there was a limit to it of some sort. And I can't wait to get back into the world and figure out exactly what that was. I know she was this really cool, like, fun, spitfirey, high energy, clever girl. And she was an engineer. And I believe that the two each come from these two different sects, like the I want to say guild, but I don't want to use the wrong word, but for now I'm just going to say guild. The Guild of Engineers, the Guild of Magic Users, or religious people, or whatever they were. And within each of those, at the top, there was corruption of some sort. And so these two are coming together to figure something out, or to prevent some kind of high stakes thing from happening. Again, I need to review it, but anyway, this is by Jack Campbell, and I'm looking forward to reading this again because this was really outstanding. Okay, oh, and it was steampunky, if I remember, which is also really cool sometimes to toss in to your sci-fi. Okay, next book on my thing. I'm going to pause because I need to drink this. It's getting colder. I have noticed that. So pause. I'm back. All right, so I've done those three. I've done this. I guess now I'm on to this stack over here. And I'm going to start with the two books I got myself that are kind of a special, like, treat to myself for my anniversary. And I bought them from Owl Crate because that was the reason they were a treat. This book came without a box of goodies, but I just fell in love with the cover of this book. I thought this was so beautifully done. The sprayed edges here with the heart and the flowers and just this gold and red cover. I mean, those two colors together have always been my favorite, so it is stunning. This is called The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lay. It is a Vietnamese-inspired fairy tale of sorts, or story of sorts. And it's based on this girl who is a blood carver. And in this world, they can kind of manipulate your blood, manipulate your body, and heal you, either heal you, or they can use it to kill you. And so they are very feared and treated like, you know, a frightening kind of monster because they have this really powerful ability. And this girl is traded off to someone who doesn't want to use her to heal or to harm, I believe. I can't remember I think it's to heal someone that knows something about a person who killed their father. Gosh, it's really confusing. Let me read it instead of butchering it. In the harsh industrial city of Thumas, she is seen not as a healer. Oh, I missed this little part. Nika. Nika is a blood carver. In the harsh city of Thumas, she is seen not as a healer, as she was meant to, but as a monster that kills for pleasure. And in the city's criminal underbelly, the rarest of monsters are traded for gold. When Nika is finally caught by the infamous Butcher, she is auctioned off to the highest bidder. Ooh, a mysterious girl garbed in white. But this strange buyer doesn't want to use Nika as an assassin or a trophy piece. She intends to use Nika's blood carving to heal the last person who saw her father's killer. As Nika delves into the investigation amid Thuma's wealthiest and most powerful, all signs point to Ven Cochin, an alluring yet entitled physician's aide, intent on casting her out of his opulent world. But despite his relentless attempts to push her away, something inexplicable draws Nika to him. When she discovers Cochin is not who he claims to be, Nika must face a greater, more terrifying evil, turning her quest for justice into a fight for her life. Her only chance to survive lies in a terrible choice: become the dreaded monster the city fears, or risk destroying herself and the future of her kind. It's pretty high stakes, if you ask me. Look at the artwork on that. Someone drew that. How do people draw like that? Ugh, I love it. It looks so beautiful. And there's a picture on the back too. I'll take it out of this cover so you can see it because it's just too pretty not to. Oh, and look at the cover. This is great. So this is the front cover. And this is the back. And inside here you have this image, which is so romantic. Like the way he's about to kiss her on this boat. Oh my gosh. And this one. It's just stunning. Isn't that stunning? Anyway, that's what I bought for myself because I'm crazy. And it sounds really good. I really love the image of the fox mask on the back of this book, which is right here, because it kind of gives me this trickster deceit vibe. Like there's going to be something going on with that boy that she's hanging out with. I guess he's not going to be who he seems. He's probably going to be some kind of evil spy, or maybe he's the person who killed. What if he's the one that killed the father of that other girl? Ooh, I can't wait to find out. Anyway, to me that sounds really, really good, and the book is stunning. The other book I got from Owl Crate for myself on my anniversary is of Jade and Dragons. I want to be clear, my husband really outdid himself this year on my anniversary. It's not me buying myself something to be like, oh, I'm so sad. You know, I have a wonderful marriage and I'm really, 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 really lucky. And I'm not going to deny that. So me buying these treats to myself was just me being like splurgy, like, woo, it's a good occasion, you know, giving myself an excuse really to buy something I've always wanted. But here we go. Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen is the next book I bought for myself. And this book is beautiful. And this is the one with the father who's an engineer and he is murdered. And so this girl, the daughter, goes off into the city looking for answers as to why her father was murdered. And I believe she is then assisted by maybe this, is it the 8th prince? Yes. The taciturn 8th prince helps her get into this school. I believe she's disguised as her brother. So it's going to have a little bit of that kind of like, oh, girl dressed as a boy going to school, which is always funny to me when you watch it in a drama, because these girls do not look like boys. They look so pretty, and it's so obvious that they're not a boy. And it's just like, okay, but I can't wait to read about it. It sounds fun and exciting. The cover is really beautiful. However, I do think that the original cover is prettier in all ways except for like the detailings on the inside. So that is a bummer. But the box that this came with was so cute. I got a free coffee mug that was kind of ACOTAR themed. And there was like this beautiful pin that was from the Poppy Wars that I have on my purse. And there were like these little makeup pads. I don't really wear makeup, but it was really cute and I can use them. I find other uses for them. There was tea, it was just full of all this sweet stuff and this cute notebook that I have been using. So I really highly recommend Owl Crate. I think that their products are fantastic. It is a little bit pricey, but I kind of feel like it's worth it. At least once a year to treat yourself to one of their beautiful boxes, maybe on your birthday, you know, and then you can end up with an author signed special edition of one of your favorite books, or potentially one of your favorite books, because I haven't read these. So I'm excited to find out what they're about. Okay, pausing for the last chunk because I really hope I don't mess this one up, because I don't want to have to redo this entire giant thing all over again, because I'm pressing pause again because my phone won't connect to my computer until my husband takes a look at it and figures out what's wrong, because I have no idea why I won't do that. And I can't like edit anything. I have to like just go in a one shot and send it from my phone, because I am not tech savvy. I don't understand all this stuff. I don't even know how to post a TikTok, okay? Like I can't. Maybe I did one time, but it was like, it wasn't like special or anything. It was just like, you know, I feel like a grandma. Anyway, so here we go. The last 3 books in my stack. And I got these randomly on different outings with my daughter, or, you know, one of them was while I was out shopping. Most of these other books that I got, including the sequels, I found half off deals, and I was like, okay, I'll get it while it's real cheap. These ones though, honestly, I did pay full price for, which makes me feel a little embarrassed, but here we go. In Our Stars The Doomed Earth by Jack Campbell. I got this book yesterday. I went out with my daughter to a local independent bookshop in town. It's not a used one, just an independent one, and it's such a cute little shop. That they always have these promotions, like authors come in and do like signing events, and they have like groups get together for things. I'm really curious about participating in some of those some days, but I'm so like shy around others, and I have like this social anxiety, and maybe it's, you know, a self-esteem issue, but you know, I am curious what goes on in those kind of places with those kind of people. Like I saw a scrapbooking event there or something, like show up, no, it was journal, show your journals, and they had like this group of ladies there, and they were all doing these, showing off their little journals they made, and I don't know, it sounded really cool. So anyway, that's where I went, and I found this book there. This book is a book I had on my wish list. I have an Amazon wish list. I'm trying not to spend money there right now, but I do use the website to kind of create this little tiered wish list for myself. Anyway, I'm really in a sci-fi mood lately, and this book is obviously science fiction. The cover is really cool looking, kind of pop culture-y, you know, and it has one of my favorite sci-fi tropes of all time, the AI as a main character, and this girl, I believe, is the AI in the situation, and I'm curious to see what she's like. I think another one I read, one of my favorite sci-fi books has this AI, actually two of them, because there's an AI in Illuminae files as well, but that one isn't like an android type person. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters is this sounds sweet, and it's the same author, the exact same author who wrote the Pillars of the Earth, the Dragons of Dorcastle, that series that I just recently got. Where is the sequel? It's somewhere in this stack. Yeah, this one, Jack Campbell. So I know his writing is going to be good, and the story's plot for this one sounds really good, so it's got to be good. It's got to be, right? Anyway, my daughter picked up this cute little YA fairy tale that I had to look up first on my phone to make sure it was okay, because I'm nervous. She's at that age that's just like right in between of like, okay, big kid books, little kid books, but she reads. She has such a, like, she can read, you know, grown-up books and kid books. She doesn't care, but I want her to be able to read without being completely traumatized, because she's very anti-mushy stuff. Anyway, so the next book I picked up at Target, and that is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. I picked it up because mainly this. I don't even face books this way, but look at this. But the other reason I picked this book up is I have another book of hers. I read it. It was good. The story was great. But I didn't connect as well with the characters. I didn't feel their romance because there was apparently like a romance, and it didn't really give me that. Maybe I was missing something. So I'm going to give her another chance and see if this book I feel more connected to the characters in this story. I know she's a good writer. I know that she can have a plot and a story that comes to a nice ending, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a disconnect again for me, or if I'm going to love it. But I do love the cover. I mean, it's so pretty. It just is really pretty. Oh well, so I'm hoping I like this one. Wish me luck. And the last book I picked up is Chain Gang All-Stars. This book is like a dystopian or future kind of view that involves our, like, the corruption in our prison system, how people are there who don't necessarily belong there. And in this world, I believe the prisoners are given a chance to essentially win their freedom in this death match, like a all-out televised brawl. I'm assuming it's televised. I didn't read too clearly yet, but I remember hearing that there's some kind of fight to the death thing where they can earn their freedom, and it's really grim, that kind of thing. But anyway, it sounds very high stakes, very exciting and fast paced, and it also feels like this is going to have a lot of meaning and depth to it. So every once in a while I need to do a palate cleanser, give me like all this kind of fantasy fun stuff, which I love. And sometimes I like to have something with a little bit more oomph. And this sounds right up my alley. I love the cover, this bright, beautiful yellow, and the tri kind of colors here. This kind of gives me this, the author I believe is African or African American, and so this kind of gives that vibe, and I'm looking forward to reading it. It sounds really good. So there we have it. I've done my little book haul. When I say little, I mean a huge book haul because I have a book buying problem. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I would love to see or hear about books that you recently bought for yourself, what you're excited to be reading next. If there's any of these that you have read and either hated or loved, please let me know. I'm still looking for more, because I know I don't have a lot of viewers, but I'll post it at the end. What is your favorite Emily Henry book, and what do you recommend I read? Because I would love to find out if anyone else has enjoyed her work. I only read one and I loved it. And I was like, you know what? I don't usually love contemporary romantasy or rom-coms like this. I mean, it's like fun, but it's not like, ooh, I love it. But I love that one. So if there's any you recommend of hers for me, then please comment below. Or any other book you think I should read. Guys, comment below. And anyway, thank you. Have a great day. I've got Howl here. He's cleaning his butt right in front of me on the table, which is kind of gross, but you know, hey, he's a cat. Howl, what's up? Did I stop you? All right. Anyway, have a great day and see you next time.